Hey everybody, welcome to The Ripple Effect. I'm your host, Ryan Clark, with my good buddy, say your name?
Jacob Bosiokovic,
Friend
of the program.
Friend of the program, great coach that we have here, one of the great coaches that we have here. And we're here today, just to kind of test out the software. We've run into a couple hiccups already.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out as we go. First one. But yeah, Bo, so let me ask you a question real quick. All right. So why do you do this?
Why do I work at Ripple?
Yeah. Well, why do you like coaching kids? Not why do you do podcasts?
I'll tell you why. Well, I want to be a part of Ripple, and why I work here, what I do here is because I believe in you. I believe in what Ripple represents and what we're trying to do for the community, and that is not only develop kids baseball-wise, but help push them to whatever their goals are, and help push them in a way that's more than just transactional. It's taking care of a relationship, taking care of families, taking care of kids' goals, and that's why I'm drawn to Ripple, and that's why I do what I do at Ripple.
I think you make a good point. Like, I was talking to a parent yesterday, kind of about, it was kind of starting like, so her son's a freshman, and she's like asking me she's like, we kind of need help to figure out, are we too late to the party? Are we doing everything right? And like, as I'm telling her kind of my thoughts on things, and we can get into that later about like the whole recruiting process, how it's changed so much since like you and I even went through it, which seems like not that long ago, but it's over 10 years ago.
10 years.
Yeah. But like the difference I think that we bring to the table is that I think all of us truly care. We want the guys to get to where they want to go, and we just want to be a part of it, right? Like, we've had our time to shine, I guess, like you could say, like on the field. And I don't know about you, but I had nobody helping me through it, right? So like a lot of that was like uncharted territory for my family and I. And I think that's like the value, or like what, like kind of like what you're saying, like that's what we want to do, is help these kids get to where they want to go, because we've been there, and we have some educated like decisions or pathways to get there, right? Versus just winging it.
Yeah.
Like I did.
I winged it a lot too. Another conversation that made me think of, I had with a kid the other night. He's like, I think he's a sophomore, but he's like, I think I want to work on my velo, but I know I'm kind of behind, I'm kind of late. And it made me think of what you said, because I was like, late compared to what? Everyone's got a different journey. Like, you're late compared to who? The kid that started when they're 7th grade? It doesn't really matter. Going back to your point of, we just want to help and just want to be a part of whatever process and wherever you are. He's like, I'm late compared to what? So you're comparing yourself to someone, and everyone has their own journey. You're starting now. We're going to be there for you. We're going to do whatever you need. We're going to help you however we can. I played with guys that were fat slobs in high school, and now they're big leaguers. So it doesn't really matter. Everyone has a different journey. It starts at a different spot. Ripple's going to be there to guide you along the way, not to judge you or anything. We're just going to be there for you.
Yeah, I think I guess I don't even know if I'm using this word the right way. The caveat to that is that just by coming here, that doesn't mean that you're guaranteed anything.
For sure.
Either, right? So I think that's like maybe a little bit of misconception too with some players and parents, where it's like,
I think that's a misconception of player development in general. You show up, get handed a piece of paper, get handed a plan, and the results.
Yeah, I think it's not just a coincidence that the kids who come here, who work the hardest, who come here on days that they don't even have to be here, like we have a couple of kids who just show up just to work out, and like they're not scheduled to come in that day. Those are the kids with a ton of opportunities, or the kids that you see posting on social media. They're here one day and then they're at a different facility posting themselves training that's closer to their home. And those are the kids who are getting the opportunities. Those are the kids going on college visits right now, or getting the opportunity to play, around the country with other teams, because they want kids who are that way. And I think that's one of the biggest things is like makeup and accountability too. Like, and I think that's what coaches are looking for now.
I think so. One thing I wanted to ask you just with the high school season around the corner here, obviously in Ohio and Columbus, what do you think the guys did who are set up the best going into the 2026 season? What do you think they did at Ripple that set them up the best, or what do you think they did on their own, or just what traits and routines that people have did you see going into this season that is going to set themselves apart for the season?
Yeah, that's a good question because, and you and I both know that there's people who can do absolutely nothing and be good.
Yeah.
Right? And there's other kids who work really, really hard and they might not have success. But I think the biggest separator between those two is by putting the work, or even for some of those guys who haven't, they have the confidence to succeed.
Yep.
Right? And I think that's the biggest thing. And like you see in your lessons too, like a kid can have a good bullpen, but they're harping on the small things that were bad or like that they weren't as good at. And it's like, well, how can I get better? And like the number one key to getting better is confidence, right? And that's like with those kids who don't do much, but they still have success.
Right.
They have a ton of confidence that annoys people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, kid doesn't work hard, but he's confident in himself. He's confident in his ability. And then the kid who works super hard, sometimes they're not confident, and that's what drives them to work hard. But then once again on the field, like that insecurity like comes back in, right? So I think and I think that's another thing that we try to bring here at Ripple is like, and like I've seen you do, I've seen the other coaches do it. I know we do it like with the Do Mojo stuff with our team. It's like, how can we drive confidence in this facility, not just help them become mechanically better, but okay, here you are in an 0-0 pitch. What is the best pitch that you can throw right now? It has nothing to do with the hitter, it has nothing to do with the situation sometimes. It has everything to do with like, what pitch do you know that you can make right now? And that's the best pitch to throw.
Yeah, I think around the practices, but really in general, as we've shifted closer to the high school season, shifted out of the like skill acquisition and velo development, has shifted into more what you're saying, confidence training. How do you really prepare to go compete? Where I feel like, so the kids that are set up the best have shifted from velo training into like competition.
Yeah.
And that starts with stand-ins, that starts with the dummy, and that starts with live at-bats, where we have guys that have already taken live at-bats, already have maybe 50 at-bats under their belt before the high school season even starts. Whether you have success in those or not, you're already setting yourself up to slow the game down. I think that's what will set a lot of guys apart as they go into the season too.
Yeah, and like that same conversation I was just talking about, like the parent mentioned to me how, you know, high school practice versus, and this kid's on one of our teams, high school practice versus our practices, he says that he has more fun at high school practice. But like we also talked about how like it's a little bit more stressful here, or because like the talent is so much higher.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like going off your point where like, yeah, we're putting them into competition. They're training with other guys that are high level, to where high school practice should be fun because you're prepared for it.
Slow down, for sure.
Yeah, we're here, like we intentionally speed things up. Like we want things to get a little crazy, see how you react, because this game can speed up really fast at any moment. You know, you make one error and now your world's spinning, right? So
so much quiet panic.
Yeah, quiet panic. And that's like where we can name this podcast that. Avoid the quiet panic. But that's where like that's where like you, like from our viewpoint, which might be different from someone who is going through it for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like I want the kid to have fun here too. Like we want them to want to be here, obviously.
Yeah.
And hopefully they still want to be here, and hopefully like that's not the case. But at the same time, like we want this to be a little bit more intimidating, because when you do go to your high school, you're prepared for whatever comes at you. You're prepared to, if you're a freshman, to face a varsity pitcher who's 18 years old. And yeah, he throws hard, but you have the mental tools to combat that, right? Because like again, like all the kids that come in here, like the high school kids, have great swings or they have great stuff, and now like you're saying, like how do we turn to competition? Yeah. And the difference between one kid and the other is their mental approach. Right?
One thing too, the immediately that I see all the time with the guys that come through are the catchers, where like a freshman catcher is catching Division I guys. And I just talked to him the other day. He was like, I've been catching freshman bullpens, and it feels so slow. Yeah. Or even some of the high school kids, they don't have a lot of guys with velo. He's like, it feels so slow. And that right there just puts it on a platter of how this freshman is catching 18-year-olds still 90 plus, and he has slowed the game down for himself to compete at a higher level at his high school. I think that's when he said that, I was like, dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, and like he took that opportunity to catch those college guys in the summer head on.
Yeah.
Like he has his bumps and bruises from it.
For sure.
Like literally. Yeah. But what's like so cool about it is like you if we were to take video, and I'm sure I have some on my phone from the first bullpen he caught to now, he's gotten so much better. And he knows it too, and he invites it. You know what I mean? Like he embraces the suck at the beginning to get to where he is now. And like talking about how the freshman guys he's catching, or like the high school guys he's catching, feel slower. That's where, like we talked about, you slow the game down, and now he has more fun being there because he's like, this is cake. So
I think this
is all stuff that we can hit on like deeper as we go too.
But yeah, it's ultimately, can you develop skill, and at some point can you speed guys up so they can slow down and compete at a higher level? But if you're always if you're always in skill development, that's great. But at some point you have to speed the kids up so they can slow the game down and compete and excel and be able to handle stress, handle adversity.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like that's the missing piece, is when kids are just skill, throw harder, and they never get sped up, and they never know how to slow down, and they never know how to handle it.
And I think too, like sometimes it's like a coaching flaw as well, where you get into that first live at bat, and as a coach you might like really harp on that. You know what I mean? But in reality, that first time is just to get them their feet wet, to prepare for the future, right? Like you don't expect them to have success the first time. Every single year you don't expect them to have success that first time they step on the mound with a hitter in the box or facing a pitcher, but like we just saw 1 week guys pitching, not a lot of strikes. Second week, now they're dominating the hitters, right? Because they've again, going back to the confidence, or like they feel more comfortable facing a hitter. And if you're always working on skill acquisition, you also get to the point where, if you don't have that success, you're focusing now on like, oh, it's because my back hip didn't get through, or oh, it's because my arm wasn't up in time. It's like, at the end of the day, none of that stuff really matters. All that matters is that ball going over the plate and you getting that guy out, right? And that was one of my flaws. I think that was something that I didn't focus on. I was always like, how can I get better? Not how can I be the better version of myself? And it's me versus that guy.
I think everyone gets stuck in that at any point, and it's about you get out of that by having the people around you to recognize that you're in that and help pull you out of it. Because I think everyone at some point is gonna be like, get stuck in that skill mindset.
Yeah, because it's fun, right?
Right. Because it's problem solving.
Yeah,
that's what makes us crazy. It's all problem solving we want to master, but someone's got to pull you out of that.
Exactly. But
here we go.
All right, Bos. Hey,
we'll see.
Good first one. We will continue this. If you guys have any recommendations on topics, we'd love to get your feedback. Welcome to the Ripple Effect.